Could this be the year that NC State finally breaks through and makes the ACC championship? The conference is wide open in 2024, and the Wolfpack have the coach, they have the talent, and they have the schedule to make some noise this season. And this team comes in at number 22 in our way too early top 25. Today, we're talking everything NC State and getting you ready for this upcoming season. So welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, guys. We're so glad you could join us today to break down North Carolina State's schedule for the 2024 season. One that, again, is wide open in the ACC and one where NC State could challenge at the top of the conference. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below, including our website, thegridironexpert.com. So much exclusive content over there to help you get through this off-season. Again, the season never dies. Here at the Gridiron Expert, we are constantly producing football content for you. All the more reason to subscribe, all the more reason to hit that notification button so you don't miss out on any future content coming your way. And again, making our way through schedule previews for all of our top 25 teams. So let's take a look at NC State, guys. A pretty consistent program under Dave Doeren. Last year, no exception. They had a 9-4 season. It was up and down, rocky start, really finished strong. The Wolfpack started 4-3, won their final 5 games. That included wins over Clemson, Miami, Virginia Tech. I mean, it was a big, big year for them, although it ended with a bowl loss to Kansas State. Still a 9-win season for Dave Doeren's squad. Now you look at what they've got coming back in 2024. Lose a handful of key players, especially on the offensive side of the ball. They lose Peyton Wilson on defense, the anchor of that defense. But Grayson McCall transferring in at quarterback from Coastal Carolina, a huge get for NC State. That is massive on the offensive side of the ball. Jordan Waters is transferring in on the offensive side from Duke. So this offense, I think, is not going to be an issue at all for NC State. Actually could end up being one of the more efficient and explosive offenses that we've seen in recent years. And they've had some pretty good offenses in recent years. The defense is going to be the biggest thing, though. You lose your anchor in Wilson. You lose a handful of other key players. The defense typically pretty strong under Dave Doeren. Can they do it again to complement that offense and maybe lead to another 9-10-win season where the Wolfpack will contend for an ACC title spot? And again, what is a wide open conference in 2024. Let's take a look at their schedule. NC State. It's really interesting. It's like the beginning of the schedule is pretty tough. The last couple of weeks are pretty tough. The middle of the schedule is where the Wolfpack are going to do the most damage, which is why getting off to a pretty strong start is so important. You look at those first couple of games. That's really the toughest stretch of the entire season for me. Western Carolina should be a win. No big deal, right? Louisiana Tech should be a win. Northern Illinois, in theory, should be a win. Those 2 games, though, against Tennessee and Charlotte and the road game at Clemson, that is massive. If they can just split those games, win one of those games, and of course take care of business against all those other inferior teams, they will be good. If NC State comes out of those first 5 games at 4-1 or 5-0, watch out. Watch out. This team is going to be really, really scary. Because after that, I mean, Wake Forest at home, Syracuse at home, on the road at California, up and down. Get the bye week, Stanford at home, Duke at home. I mean, all of those games from October 5th to November 9th, I would expect NC State to be favored in those games, assuming they pan out and play the way we expect them to play. Which is, again, all the more reason why a split between Tennessee and Clemson would be so big for this program. NC State has shown they're not scared of Clemson. They have shown they can battle hard in Death Valley. They can play Clemson down to the wire in Death Valley. They have shown they can beat Clemson. They beat them last year, 24-17. Beat them 2 years prior in 2021. Again, both of those, though, were at home. They were at the home of the Wolfpack. That's the problem. Playing in Death Valley, even when Clemson isn't as good as people say they're going to be or as they should be, is still a very, very difficult task. The Tennessee game is technically at a neutral site in Charlotte. And Tennessee is one of those teams that you're not quite sure what to expect from. They obviously are going to have very lofty expectations. They have a very strong offense. But will it pan out? Will everything pan out for Tennessee very early on in the year? This is going to be a game that really tests NC State's defense against that Tennessee offense. I think this could be a very high-scoring game in Charlotte. And again, if you win that, the Clemson loss would hurt if you were to lose to Clemson because it is a conference game. If you're NC State, you'd much rather lose to Tennessee and beat Clemson because that's not going to affect you in the conference standings. Conference games are going to be way more important than those non-conference games in terms of trying to make an ACC championship. But again, I will just consistently harp on the fact that Tennessee and Clemson, those are the 2 biggest games of the year for the Wolfpack. And if they can just split those 2 games, come out 4-1, I would not be surprised at all to see NC State at 9-1 entering their final 2 games of the year. Would not be surprised at all. You've got a Wake Forest team that struggled mightily last year. You've got a Syracuse team that, while they did go bowling, is now dealing with a brand new head coach. You've got a California team in their first year in the ACC. Granted, that's a long road trip for NC State, but California, very, very inconsistent. You never know what you're going to get out of the Golden Bears. Again, I would expect NC State to probably be a favorite in that game, even if it's not by much. Then they're coming off a week of rest. Back-to-back home games against Stanford and Duke. Stanford, atrocious last year, should be a little bit better in year 2 under Troy Taylor. Probably going to be a win, though, in theory, especially off that week of rest. And then Duke, yes, they lost to the Blue Devils 24-3 on the road last year, but Mike Elko's gone. Riley Leonard is gone. They've got a new coach in Manny Diaz. Could be a strong defensive game for the Blue Devils, but NC State going to have that home field advantage. Those final 2 games are what concerns me. Let's hypothetically say NC State is 9-1, or heck, even 10-0. That maybe sounds a little far-fetched, but it's not really. Going into those final 2 games, back-to-back road games at Georgia Tech and at North Carolina, that is very, very tough. The fact that NC State's senior day is going to be on November 9th, 3 weeks before the end of the regular season, is pretty crazy. So back-to-back road games to end the year is not ideal. That Georgia Tech game, to me, is a trap game if I've ever seen one. Yellow Jackets are no joke. They showed that last year. First full year under Brent Key. Went on to win, 7 games? Won their bowl game over to UCF. The offense was firing on all cylinders. The defense wasn't great, but was getting better. Expect that to be a case again in 2024. Yes, I get the week of rest prior to that. That's huge, but that comes at a horrible, horrible spot. If NC State is in the thick of ACC title and maybe even playoff discussion, the pressure is going to mount. They're going to hear that noise. Now, you're going on the road to Atlanta a week before your big-time rivalry game at North Carolina. To me, that really, really would make me nervous if I'm NC State playing a Georgia Tech team that has a chance to maybe win 7 regular season games this year. Maybe 8 regular season wins. I mean, they've got the talent to be kind of that surprise team in the conference in 2024. So I don't like that game at all for the Wolfpack. And then the road game at North Carolina, yes, NC State won that game 39-20 last year. Big time win for them. Yes, we know North Carolina loses tons of star powers, including their star quarterback in Drake May. You never know what you're going to get out of Mac Brown and the Tar Heels, right? You really don't. The defense has been atrocious for years. Are they going to fix that? Probably not. What's the offense going to look like? Is North Carolina going to get off to a strong start like they typically do and then sputter down the stretch and play uninspired football in the season finale? I mean, that's one of those games where it kind of depends on what the records are for both of these teams, and also whether or not NC State is maybe hung over if they were to lose to Georgia Tech. So that North Carolina game is going to be tricky too. You don't want that to derail your entire season. Obviously, I can see NC State being slight favorites in that one, depending on how the season's playing out. But back-to-back road games to end the year, not ideal. Again, I will sit by this. I'm a huge fan of Dave Doeren. I'm a huge fan of this team. They've got the talent to make some noise. And again, I'm telling you, really, from September 28th all the way through their bye week on November 16th, there's a chance that NC State does not lose a game. They only have to play 1 road game in that time. Look at that. 1 road game on the road at California. Home against Northern Illinois. Home Wake Forest. Home Syracuse. Home Stanford. Home Duke. I mean, that's unheard of. 1 road game in the span of nearly 2 months. If they take care of business, NC State, at the worst, could be a 2-loss team entering that game against Georgia Tech. But if they're only a 1-loss team, or dare I say undefeated, watch out. The Wolfpack will be in the hunt for an ACC title, and they could be in the hunt for the college football playoff. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below. Our website, thegridironexpert.com, there to help you get through this off season. As again, the season never ends here at our channel. So go check it out. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit that notification button so you don't miss out on any of our future videos, any of our future schedule previews, and any of our future predictions coming your way here in just a few months. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on The Gridiron Expert.
Yeah.